Kollel, Tara, Nichsefo, Nafshi. Great honor to have the Shimmy here from Artzeinu Agdosha. Someone just asked me, a Farkash asked me, when are we going to figure out who's going to teach us how do you bring the whole tefillah together? So I said, we don't have a better candidate than the tefillah himself. He's here with us tonight. Give us a little insight and, and give us a little flavor of Uman as well. Welcome, Reb Shimon. Welcome.
Thank you for such kind words. I'm on the Torah's Chabura. I can do this.
What's the Chabura? That part. It's a Chabura.
Yeah, shir. I don't really give shirim.
No shirim.
But he said it's just row. Whatever. Everybody knows tonight's Tu B'Av, right? I think tonight's Tu B'Av.
Yeah.
So what was Tu B'Av, right? The Gemara says, there was not such good days. Like the Jews only eat only Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur. That the girls went out, the chusn, the girls went out and they said, Bacha, Sana, Inecha, go pick up your eyes, and see, look, if there's not the beauty, then the yichus, then the money, right? And in the whole world, and not in the whole world, in Eretz Yisrael, I think more. He says over here, there's parties over here, white party. They got white parties. So I'm sorry if I get a little. It's an American Chabura, right?
Yeah, it's an American Chabura.
Okay. Yeah. So in Israel they call it Chag HaAhava. It's the love as Valentine's Day. It's the love festival. So I I would love to like ask everybody. I wish does this thing love does it have a place in Yiddishkeit? Is that what Tu B'Av is all about? Does it have a place in Yiddishkeit? So obviously, yeah, because the whole we say everything is about making a yichud. But what about this like romance? The whole world is talking about romance. Everybody's trying to get the romance. Does it have a place? If you look around, I don't know. Obviously, Varam Shabbaseisa, yeah, but like if you look in the Chassidische Welt and the Prima Welt and the even Litva, anybody, there's no language. In Shir Hashirim, yeah, we got Shir Hashirim, but even Shir Hashirim, you say it Pesach after the Shalim and the Rechamisa, and the language, does it exist? Now, I've just thought about this right now, while we were singing. So I didn't really prepare, but I'm thinking that maybe in this Torah, not in this Torah, I think in all Torahs. But especially, so far from what I saw, I just started the Torah, it's a different language. The Rebbe's opening up with it like, okay, look at a different Torah. The Rebbe says, Be'er, Onan, Man, look at a different Torah. Yesh Apikarsim. Over here, the Rebbe starts with a whole flowery way of talking. Yeah? Da, Ki Yesh Sada. There's a field. And then the Rebbe later says the neshama, the Paris are the neshama, the Yisad is the neshama. The Sham Gideni Milanis Asavim Yafim V'Noim Ma'oi. The Goydel Yikar Yoifi Asada V'Gidulav Iev Shah L'Saper Ashrei Ayin Ras Azois V'Ilanos V'Asavim. And then the Rebbe says he's explaining what's the Ilanos and what's the Asavim. Now before I understand, there's a lot this Torah. Right? Obviously, there's so many also subjects in this Torah, right? Like every Torah. But why is the Rebbe, the first question I think, is why is the Rebbe talking this way? Why is he talking a way of, there's a field with Ilonis and Asavim. He could have explained simple, there's Neshamas. There's a field of Neshamas. He had to say grass and trees. Right? I'm talking away of a mashal. I want to say it even further. Later in the Torah, you see the Rebbe starts to talk about the takev as I mevakesh u'meschane me'anefesh leval tipared mimenu ki eich tuchal lespared meni legoydel es kashrus v'ahava sheyesh beinenu. The language of love over here. Ki ata roya es yikar yofi v'zivi v'hadari v'sifarti, my beauty, my preciousness. Eich tuchal enatek atzmecha mimeni v'lifred niti. So I'm just, on first glance, I'm thinking it's like a different, it's the first question, like he's talking a different language over here. Right away, we know the story of this is after the Rebbe's son was nifted. The Rebbe said this time. And the Rebbe had big hopes for this son, that he was going to Shama Mashiach. And the Rebbe was crying, right? And then he didn't, this is not the thing that he was going to tell them, but this is what he said after the Rebbe was in full of pain. That's all I'm saying, I'm trying to be makasher a little bit to the day, is that the Rebbe taught us a way, and maybe I'm just thinking now, that the way of love. He kind of, you're not allowed to say this. I'm allowing myself to be a little bit freedom over here, but he talked our language. He's like, you want love? The whole world talking about love. Everybody wants love. The whole therapy world. So everybody wants love. Besides maybe the frum people. That's why but everybody else wants love. Everybody else is starving, give me, I just give me a little love, you know? And then you fall into Havas Nefulas, but the bottom line of what everybody's looking for is love. And the Rebbe's telling us, I think, maybe, I'm just, guys help me. If you think I'm, what's the name?
You're on a roll.
If you think I'm off. The Rebbe's telling us an unbelievable, and there's so many things over here. First of all, I'm pointing at the language, you know? To be perceptive to the language, you know? I once watched a video, whatever, told you, America, I'm sorry that I have to apologize so many times. It's just, I live in Eretz Yisrael, they would never understand this, but the Americans can understand a little bit. Not Reb Shia, but even Reb Shia can understand. So, there was a basketball player, Kobe Bryant. I watched once a video about him. He died, whatever it is. See, he said that he practiced his shot, all the shots, 1,000 times a day. He practiced the shot, and he knew the difference between the NBA backboard and the college backboard and the street backboard. He was so in tune to the game. He was so locked in. He knew everything. He knew exactly what angle where his feet were going to be at everything. Yeah. So I'm just saying, over here, the Rebbe is saying the language over here. He's talking a different language. We got to be in tune to this language. But I'm saying that the Rebbe is talking our language. You know, 2022 language. The Rebbe was a modern. They say the Shpala Zeder was only they like to say that he was chaylik on the Rebbe then, because then how could he talk such a language 200 years ago? But because he a Rebbe from in another 200 years. But today we're starting to, you know, it could be in a certain way. Think about it. A guy, you know, 100 years ago, you know, he's like, you know, he looks at this, you know. And he's like, what's this language? Yeah, it didn't. But today, where everybody is starving for love, everybody just wants to be loved by somebody else, right? So it's a language that could talk to us. Sorry guys if it's a little too graphic, but it's not. It wasn't. Now, what's the language? Now, what's the message? What's the message? So I'm thinking that the Rebbe says over here in Siv Beis, he says, V'hadibur hu yotzei mehanefesh. K'mo shekasav v'yehi ha'adam lenefesh chaya v'targumoi leruach mamalala. Right? So the Rebbe is saying, everybody learned a little bit of the Torah, right? A little bit. So the Rebbe says that when the Baal HaSada has a Sada of state Seifim, so then he could see everybody, and he could bring them to the Tachlis. In other words, how could he bring them to the Tachlis? That he brings the Dibur of every single person, if it's not B'Shleimus, because he's far away from the Tachlis still, he can bring you to the Tachlis. And then the Dibur is Kahegim B'Shleimus. Yeah? So what comes out right away? That the Dibur is the Tachlis. Right? Right? The Rebbe only now, in the middle of the seed, he brings, he stemples it, I think, right? Tell me if I'm right, if I'm in what's name. Ha'adibu yoytzev ha'nefesh, k'mo shekasav v'yehi ha'adam, at least this is the way I learned it, I don't know if the guys tell me, was it? L'nefesh chaya v'targum l'ruach mala, v'yehi ha'adam. What's the adam? What's the tachlis? What is a person? A person is a nefesh chaya. What's the nefesh chaya? A ruach mamalala, is the dibur, is that talks. So right, so that's a nefesh chaya. That's an adam. That's what a person is. What's the difference between a person and an animal? What's the difference between that? Right? Is his speech. Yeah. Now, if you take it a little one step further, I think is the Rebbe is saying a little deeper. He's saying that the nefesh. So what am I saying? So I say the Rebbe is saying later, right? Then he goes weiter. The take of leval tipared mimeni. Ki eich tuchal leispared mimeni. Legoydel es kashrus v'hava sheyesh beinenu. Yeah? So, maybe, I'm just, help me out, guys. I hope, I don't like giving speeches, I hate this. But, the Rebbe is saying the first real principle of love, I think, is that what? Is that the first part of love is that I need to love myself. The nefesh and the dibur, me, the adam, nefesh and the dibur are one, right? And then when I realized that, because what's the other part? One of the most, and the Rebbe is for sure being metapel with this and this Torah. If we have zeicha to learn this Torah for a while, we're for sure going to get fixed in one thing. And I don't know if you guys have it, you're businessmen and zachem, but guys, when you get by night, one of the biggest machlas of today's generation, yeah, I'm sure you had a kid that dealt with it, is what? Is ADD, right? ADD, attention deficit disorder, right? ADD. This Torah is l'chayra, I'm saying, is a refuah for ADD. There's no more ADD, right? What's the nakuda of ADD? Maybe, I don't know. I never went into the sugya, but the nakuda is that I'm never there, right? I'm never there. I'm just holding by the next thing, right? Over here, the Rebbe is saying, it's a base. Did you realize that there's a base here? There's a base. What? But ADD, they always tell me, you slept too much. You slept, Yeah. What's the nakuda? You slept. You go over here and chakras. Timing is timing. I'm sure 9:45. What? Not tonight. On the dot. And then 9:55. It's over. You understand? I gotta get to the next thing. I must get to the next thing. And the Rebbe says, you're right. You must. You're mukhrach. The Rebbe has a lashon over here. You're mukhrach. U'be'emes hu tzarech u'mukhrach ledaber oid harbe diburim. Be'emes, true. But 1 second, there's a base. 1 second. In other words, if you can take it to the way it starts, the Rebbe says the dibur is the nefesh. That's the dibur is already the ma'aser, right? It's the ADD in ma'aser, yeah. But then there's the ADD inside of us. It starts. That's where the ADD starts. I don't know if I'm going right in therapy. I don't know if this is. I never studied ADD. I'm just using it as the thing. Is that in my nefesh, what happened? What's really happening in ADD is that I'm skipping myself. I'm like, I gotta get to the next thing. My adam and my nefesh is I didn't stop. I didn't connect them. I just ran. I'm running to my. I woke up in the morning. The tears of time, and this. You could be over the Shem. That's why the Rebbe, I think, the Rebbe says over here, we're not talking about if you're not over the Shem. The Rebbe says, the people that we're talking about that are struggling with the ADD are not bad, are not the bad people. I'm not sure what to stay b'chim. I have a question because the Rebbe doesn't really address the stay b'chim. That's really the interesting part to me because the people that are not but the Rebbe doesn't address it. At least I didn't understand yet how the Rebbe is addressing the people that are not Oyser Etzayna Shemakom, and that's a question over here. That right away I'm saying, what about the people that are not Oyser Etzayna Shemakom? Do they have are they part of this? Probably yeah. In the next seat. Yeah, probably in if you're able to be mavatal yourself and see the tachla and go into bittul, it's probably there's a place. I don't know. I'm not sure, but you know what I'm saying.
I think that they're the ones that Bala Suda takes them and plants them in the field. Once they're in the field, they're always at the Tan Shalmukha.
Plus they're already in there.
The people that
everybody's in the field. I know the Rebbe says in the guys outside.
No, they both in the field.
Yeah, but they're in the field. They're stay boichem. It's an interesting question. It's not Breslov style. You know what I'm saying? Breslov style is like, no matter what, you're in, right? But over here, the Rebbe is a little tough. But the Rebbe really he really bavarned it before. Okay? Because the Rebbe said, the fa'avim tzarech laharis l'makarav gadol archaka g'dayla k'dei shelo yakshash es chavera. Right? So the Rebbe bavarns a little bit the guys that are not so good. You know what I'm saying? Right before that. It's also a question. What? The Rebbe starts to talk about the Sada and the Neshamas and how the Baal Sada is dealing with it. But before that, he already started talking about it. And this Baal Sada needs to make harchaka between them. L'chara, it's out of place. Right? L'chara, it's out of place. I'm just asking the questions. Maybe we can get to the answers. But the part that I was talking about before is the part of love, is the part, and maybe this is there's a song on this page, you know. Everybody knows this song.
You'll have to share it with us.
I can't really sing it. It's like it's a modern song. Well, yeah, we can do it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You have to incorporate
V'sham gedalim ilalais v'asavim v'fim v'naim v'yoyim 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 Ay v'goydem yikar yoyfi asavudem v'gidula yefshar lesaper asher yayin lo all I'm saying is that there's a way to connect to yourself, and that's the first before the love festival. And it really is a love festival. Tu B'Av, we're gonna get now into Elul and then Yishma B'Ziyayna Yideh V'Yishtayik. The whole thing, the whole Breslov thing on Elul and the Rebbe's Rosh Hashanah. And what is the Rebbe really? What maybe what he's saying, and at least the way he's talking to us, in the love festival in Tu B'Av over here, we're holding 40
days, right?
40 days before Breslov, right? 45 days, and it's a love festival. The Rebbe is saying, you have your person, Vahi Adam, the Nefesh Chaya, you're a Ruach Mamalala. The first in the pneumius, I'm talking about in the pneumius of Beis Reish Vav Chaf, you know, we have to go from one letter to the other letter and one word to the other word. The pneumius is inside of me, that I'm a nefesh. I could love myself. You know who I am? I'm a yid. You know what kind of nefesh I am? I'm not just a nefesh. I'm not just a guy. I'm even a guy. There's an adam over here that has some kind of nefesh, right? But I'm a yid. I'm Jewish, and probably I think it looks like everybody puts on tefillin over here every day. I think, right? And keep Shabbos, and probably say something nice to somebody else. And you learn something, you came here, you learned something, so you got Torah, Tefillah, Milos Chassadim, Fleisher Dvar Ma'ayim. Could I take a deep breath? You know, I don't know. Maybe some of you don't feel like this, but sometimes we get, you know, we have this ADD, even if we don't have ADD, but we have ADD in the nefesh, you know, we're like, I didn't do enough. I got it tomorrow, I'm gonna, and that's very good. The Rebbe says, be'emes, u'muchrach, be'emes, u'tzarech, u'muchrach, l'daber oid harbe diburim. Be'emes, you do have to do more. The emes is that you have to, emes, true. But 1 second. But the Beis, the first guy, the Bereshus, the Nefesh, me is saying, 1 second. You want to just leave me and go make his bite of this and go get up chatzos and go learn shas and go to work and make a lot of money? Hello? Did you wake up in the morning and say, you said it, but it's like, well, before it's Beis, you know, it's the beginning. It's I'm here. It's the secret of the ticking of ADD. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. You have to talk to a therapist if this works. I think it's the Rebbe's. The Rebbe's talk, right? Because what's the opposite? The opposite of this Torah is Pizer. This is Pizer, you know what I'm saying? It's everything is to spread. The Rebbe's trying to make one out of your life. I'm whole. I'm whole. How I am. I am whole. I'm a nefesh chaya. I'm a ruach b'malala. I come every day, 3 times a day, and I come and talk to the Lord. I'm a ruach b'malala. I'm a nefesh chaya. I don't disconnect from that. You want to do more? No problem. You want to do more? Okay. Let's go more. Let's go weiter. Let's say Baruch Atah Hashem Til Sidayim. But first, Maidani first. I got my soul back. What do you guys think? I know it's for sure right, but are we? Is there ever teaching us a new language of how to deal with ourselves, how to talk to myself? Yeah, and that's the first part. Then I need to learn. You know, the Rebbe says over there in the other Torah, you're not allowed to bring other Torahs. I know Nachman doesn't let, but I'm still breaking the rules. And you know, the Rebbe over there says there's 3 nekudas. Yeah, you know, everybody knows there's a nekudas tzaddik, the nekudas atzmai, and the nekudas and chava. Yeah, so then I could go with my not ADD self. In other words, what does it mean by not ADD self? Did I get ADD right?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's close. Okay. So, and then I could go with the next point, and I could start to you know, I mean, it's the Rebbe. I saw a lashon in Likutit Tfilas. I don't know if you guys are masking or not, but part of I have to look where I think I saw it in Lamadala, is that I need to talk to myself. We have a conversation with ourselves. Hey, Shimmy, no, don't worry, you're really a good guy. You're really a good guy, you know? And then I go to the next point, and the Rebbe, that's the point that the Rebbe is talking about over here in this Torah, is to talk to Hashem. Is the tefillah. The Rebbe says, but he doesn't really call it tefillah. He calls it dibur. You know, it's in the next Torah, in Torah Samach Vav, the Rebbe says that all the machshavas come into dibur. Remember? So you remember? The Rebbe says, in Siv Daled, in the middle, he says, Ki kol ha-machshavas sheyesh la'adam kulam boim b'soich ha-dibur kedi isa b'zoy rechushim merachim zvasei va'av she'ein ha'adam margish zois afal pikein u'bedakas gadol ki kol machshava sheba'elam sheyesh la'adam kulam mechrachim love b'soich ha-dibur shas machshava. I'm just bringing the concept of dibur over here, is that the dibur represents l'chayr everything that we're doing. It's the action, the real action that we're doing, really is all dibur. Really is all dibur. What? In which Torah? All right, but it was dibur, right? Exactly. Yeah. So I could start to talk to Hashem. I talk to myself, and I say, you know, and I start. But what does it mean to talk to myself? If I come to the forest, you know, maybe that's the, you know, the Sada, you know, you want to go to the forest, yeah. So why is it sometimes hard for us to go to the forest, right? What do you think? Why is it hard? Lafi our Torah, why is it hard to go to the forest?
Transfers to silence.
Okay, yeah, for sure. That's not that what's that? But right, so I think that the reason that it's hard for us to go to the reason it's hard for us to go to the forest is because we don't talk about the beauty of the forest. The Rebbe doesn't, he's not karg on how the forest looks. He's not karg. Yesh sada, v'sham gedelim, ilanais, v'asavim, and they're beautiful. And how beautiful, they're great. Have a goydel, yikar, yoifi, hasada, vigidul. So the Rebbe, he saw that forest, he wanted to hang out there. But we, you know what I'm saying? We go to the forest, they're like, okay, Hashem, I got 1 hour or 15 minutes or whatever it is, but I'm out of here in whatever time it is. And you didn't even have enough time to look at the blade of grass, you know. I'm telling the Kobe Bryant thing again. You know, he knew where the rim was. He didn't have. You're in the forest, you know, because you appreciated it a little bit. You guys live in Muncie, you know what I'm saying? I come from Israel. I don't have like such as I, you know. We have desert and rocks. It's a different kind of beauty, but wow, you know, walk outside in the morning in the green grass, a little deer or a bear. It's, you know, I'm in the forest, and it's beautiful. Hashem, wow, it's nice. What should I tell you? It's nice and green over here. I actually, you know, quality of life. I'm living quality of life, quality life. Hashem, thank you. You know, so good to be here. Before you start talking about, okay, my wife and this is my money and my, I'm in the forest, right? The Rebbe's, I think this, I'm going to Mahalach, I don't know, of ADD.
How it comes out, outside, even worse.
The what?
The Rebbe wanted to give us an answer how to go in, to bring in the Son to us.
Right.
So the way is by speaking about a lot of this other.
Right. About the beautiful, this, you know, yeah, go out.
The Rebbe is a Russian, the Kilam Mivakshim, and Kilam Mivakshim in Tzab Abalasoda, Sheikh the Sassan Betzeret Kina. I think so. This is also a line, big line in the Torah. Everybody should learn the Torah, should get in the is, such a thing like I said, and this is what it's going to schlep me out of the Elohim Hazard.
So you're saying terrorists on what we said before?
Yeah.
Very good. You're saying terrorists before we said, why is the Rebbe giving, what's the marshal of Sada? You're saying,
the Rebbe wants to give us their heart.
This is the way of love. The way of love is you know, in the Gemara and Tuba, where'd they go? What does it say? Went to the Pardesim, right? They went out. They went to see a little piece of grass. You want love? You want love? You want to love yourself?
Flowers. Flowers.
Flowers. Exactly, flowers. The Rebbe was romantic over here. You know, it's hard. You know. Could we get a little bit romantic with the Eibishter? Hashem, wow, such nice flowers you brought me today. Such nice grass. And the snow, you know, when it's nice and high. Whatever it is, it's so nice. You know? Just take a few. And the Rebbe says you should make it 2 hours is better, right? 6 is around, right? 1 hour you should prepare yourself. So we could have at least have 5 minutes, 3 minutes, just to prepare myself, to sit down and say, wow, so happy to be with you. And this, what you did, wow, you know? And everybody has also like some good, like Sadas, Neshamas stuff going on. Also, you have, you know, a house, a wife, a child, a brother, a sister, a mother, a father. You have some good Neshamas.
I play. You have to enjoy the props also.
Right. You gotta enjoy the props. It's all about, you know, you listen to music, you know, so you hear, you know, Menachem and David. But then if you're like real fanatic, so then you hear every arrangement, every fill-in, every interlude. And it's a different kind of life. And the Rebbe is I think, so far, and obviously in the beginning of the Torah, so like, you know, and I'm not an all-star like Nachman, that like, you know, he's got a billion questions and such, but I'm just thinking that...
So somebody told me about listening to harmonic music. You're not able to sit there. You push it sitting over there, and you try to lose yourself into the music.
Right.
This is the Chalik HaBitl. You're trying to lose yourself.
Beautiful.
Because nobody, it's not shy to sing it over. Because every second another instrument is playing.
Very good. Beautiful. So it's good. It's shot. It's mamish shot in the third. Yeah. In the Sada, you Amos get to the bit.
You have to make a killer echad for the whole.
It has to be one, right? But that's the message of this Torah. You want to get over ADD. I'm using ADD because like I think we all could relate to this.
Why it's not shy nowadays to listen to it for harmonic music?
To listen
For harmonic music.
Philharmonic. Yeah. Why?
Also because the ADHD, because we're not losing ourselves.
Right. You don't just close your eyes and you're like, you know, okay, Shimmy's schlepping now. It's okay.
He actually might disagree with you. He still likes it. Looks like. There you go.
That's it.
I know it.
Some people that's philharmonic. Some people that's philharmonic. They can't deal.
Where they go to the Lincoln Center. Once a week, an hour sitting and listening to classical. I even may add to this concept that we said before us that it's 40 days to the year. And we said that the nefesh is we need the love before creation. Like give it time.
Be with it.
Be with it.
Don't.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. 40 days, right?
40
so
days.
Let's be with it, right? Like we're being created now. It's a time of tshuva. It's, you know, like we could be. The first part of tshuva is like,
without knowing the result, without knowing how we're going to.
Right.
We're going to be created.
We're ready. Like, what am I going to do? This? How am I being made? Do I have a visa? Do I have this? Am I getting it? Am I not getting it? Am I going to do tshuva really? Or am I? This time is real. This time is fake. Before that, what's your name? Yassi. Hi, Shimmy. Nice to meet you.
He's actually a Balasul and he takes tours, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's be.
And he does Nagina too. He creates bouquets.
Yeah. But it's you know, you create bouquets, but you got to over here. I was talking about the arrangement.
Total whole setup.
It's could you make one out of the whole all the flowers? You know, could it be one? Could you, like he said, you get lost in the music? Could we get lost in the music of our lives, or do we just get what's the and what's holding us back? Or you asked what's holding us back? What's holding us back is the pain. That's l'chayr. That's an Torah, right? That the pain, the Rebbe also, if you look at the Torah, what are you getting busy with pain all of a sudden? The Rebbe echad, and then he all of a sudden echad, because then Allah lost his lava. You're gonna say Allah taiva meitiv, and really all the pain is not really pain, and it's all good, right?
It's kind of a catch-22 though.
It's what?
Kind of a catch-22 though.
What's catch-22?
Meaning in this case, your pain is blocking you from getting there, but usually if you're in that space, then your pain is not.
Very good.
So it's kind of like
It is a catch-22. You're right, but the Rebbe gives an answer. It's like he said. It's 40 days before Breslov. So maybe we're supposed to close our eyes. Maybe we need to close our eyes.
And regarding, I want to add to what you said before about speaking positively from the Kitten's Phyllis to himself. One of the ways of healing, of helping with ADD is affirmations. Standing in front of the mirror and saying, "I'm kind, I love you."
Right, we're just
To
running.
yourself.
We're running away from the pain. So when you say, "No, I know, okay, you have to confirm that I have pain." But the Rebbe over here says that if you're gonna see the tachlis, you're gonna see the oneness of the bays. There's oneness in the first part of you. There's a oneness. There's the first, and you close your eyes and you say, "Hashem, wow," and you see, it's really when you're closing your eyes, you're really opening your eyes, yeah. Because you close your eyes for 1 second, you could just like feel the breeze and just be with yourself. Sorry that I'm dumbing it down. It's okay if I I took it a step back, but it's like just be with yourself, yeah. And taka, it's like it's catch-22 because the pain is stopping us. The pain, ADD, l'chayra, I need to run. I need to go to the next thing because I can't be with myself. Why? Why can't I be with myself? What? To be with myself. I have so much. My money, my wife, my Torah, my tefillah, my Yetzirah, I have so much pain. So I don't want to be with myself. And my anger and my midas and all these things, I don't want to be there. And the Rebbe is saying that I could close my eyes and see, I was thinking about it. I was talking to my wife about it. My father's yard site is Mitzvah next week. And so it's good, maybe Barabba will say something. But I don't want to talk, so I was talking to my wife about like my father's side. So there's one akuda we could talk about the good things my father did, yeah? And he did a lot of good things. He was a good guy, heart's a good guy, but then there's another thing to look at, and it's shaykh to the Torah of it, is that the Rebbe saying, let's look at the end, Let's look at the end. This is for every person. This is my father. It's every person. The end game is it's right here, and it's here. I see, and Mati for sure. You know what I'm saying? The end game is that his ritzinus and what he wanted to be, it's happening like the tachlis is happening. You understand? It's the end game. We only see, and here was a regular guy. He had Saras, Yisurim, he was a regular guy fighting, and he had all the all the good stuff. But he was also special. He was Breslov. But I'm saying, but the end game, right? Well, a lot of times we judge people, and we look at people, and we see them, and we're like, oh, he's angry, he's bad, I don't know what. Because we see the end game, see the thing. There's an end game, even in the moment. The problem is that we're not connected to that end game in the moment, right? And then we get angry, ADD, we go whatever, we do whatever we do. But if you're connected to the moment, there's an end game. You're part of infinity over here. You're part of Ein Sof. You know what I'm saying? It's tachlis, it's kula yachad. Yeah? It's and like, so you take a person, I was thinking about my father, you take
What's your father's name?
his name was Shlomo Fried. Shlomo Zalman David ben Ephraim Yaakov. And Shlomo Zalman Maliev. You know, so he, you know, the end game is that he has Yiddish Adiris, you know, kind of an American boy, you know, grew up in the 50s in America, and he was a real American boy, you know. He writes, I saw a letter, he has a letter when he's 10 years old, 10 or 12. He writes a letter to Moshe Eisenmesser, who was his good friend. They were all part of the Chabura of Rabbi Rosenfeld. And so he writes to him about, send me a picture of Rabbi Avram Koichav Leib. He wanted a picture of Rabbi Avram Sternhartz, and and all kinds of like you know, kisufim. And then he writes it to him, and I'm playing with Barry and Sherman, and we could punch two sewers. You know, they play punch ball. You could, in Brooklyn over there, could you punch two sewers? You know, regular guy. You know, but if you look at like the neshama, like, you know, in the end, you know, look, I don't know how many endicals, there's 100. I don't know how many there are, but it's a whole family, and this is every person's like this.
Like in Lashon Kodesh, Da and Emes, with the Torah Meitiv, they are saying to the same God.
On the same?
It's for the Zelba God.
Zelba God. Baruch Ata Hashem.
Even Da and Emes. The Tachlis is Baruch Ata Hashem. You say the Torah Meitiv, Da and Emes, but it's Baruch Ata Hashem.
Yeah, Baruch Ata Hashem. So that's really, so we could live like that. That also, the Rebbe wants us to become a shtickle, you know, lovebirds. Chag Ahava. It's the Chag Ahava. So we have to start to love it. But in order to love ourselves, we need to stop at Beis and Reish and Vav and Chaf. We have to realize that they're calling us. They're like, the nefesh is my dibur is my nefesh. The chayr of the dibur is not the nefesh itself, right? Is the dibur the nefesh itself? Can be.
What creates a human?
What?
The part of the things that create a being is the word.
Right, but
One is speaking to each other, right?
but if he could leave him, so then he's not him.
But he's the minute that he exited, the being is created by those words. In a minute, he's going to say a different word. The being is going to be something different.
Right. But he's not. But so and over here, the Rebbe in the Torah is saying he doesn't want you to do that.
Yeah.
That he wants you to stay with him. But that is what a relationship is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Is having a relationship with yourself. Could I have a relationship with myself? Could I talk to myself? I need to have a relationship with myself. That's the first part of this Torah. Yeah. And right, and then it goes with Hashem and with people. When I meet people, it's like, you know, we meet people and we're like, okay, I have to defend his judgment. You know, and like there's a whole like I'm ready for the guy. Okay, it's this kind. Okay, I got it.
Got this one. Huh?
And then you could just meet somebody and just meet him. And you're like, right. And you're just me. You're like, Mati. Wow, so happy to see you.
Likewise, feeling is mutual.
You know, I just met you. You know, nothing has to happen. It happened already. The tachlis of me and you meeting each other. Look, we're ready. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Look what you got here. Yeah. So nothing. Hashem should help us. That you know, obviously there's a lot in this Torah, and you know, but hopefully that, you know, we said something good. Hopefully, and Hashem should help us that we can make us chachas in this thing of talking to Hashem and talking to ourselves and talking to our friends in a different way, in a new way. The Rebbe is teaching us a new way. It's the love festival. It's how to start to love myself, how to start to love Hashem, how to start to love my friends. The way is I have to go into a bittul. I have to stop and close my eyes for a second and connect to it and not run away from the pain and just see the thing how it really is. Because when two people meet, or when you meet yourself, if you woke up in the morning, right, that's a chazal, maybe the guy doesn't want to be alive, right? And some of us wake up that way. No, it's not true. It's not really the truth. The truth is that if you woke up in the morning, so then it's great. It's really, it's a wholesome thing. It's part of the tachlis. Hashem shall help us. Shkoyach, guys, for listening to me.